Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about, motivation. People will oftentimes ask me, you've been doing these vlogs for years and years and years. You've been putting up fitness content and videos and everything for over a decade. You rarely miss workouts. If you do, it's because you're traveling, because you're sick, or something else that really gets in the way. But outside of that, yeah, I don't miss workouts, and I haven't in quite a few years. And people say you're just so motivated. How do you stay motivated? And I'll be honest, like it's not about motivation. And I know that sounds strange, because so many people struggle with that. Because it isn't. It's not about motivation. It's not about being hyped up. Part of it has to do with it simply being habit. Okay? It's simply habit. Training has become a kind of an intricate part of my life. It's just part of who I am. It's part of my lifestyle. And it has been for a very, very, very long time. And it definitely became again. I spent a period of time when I couldn't train. I got really, really sick, spent almost a year pretty much in bed. I gained a bunch of weight while depressed from it. I had been given medical orders to stop training at one point, so I did. I regressed, got really sick, and had a bunch of problems. And after that, I guess for me, coming back out of that, I had to find motivation. And that motivation was to just function again. It was to just function. And that's been over a decade now. But it was to function again. And I look back at that and all that time that I really wasn't able to train. Once I started being able to get back under a barbell again and do anything respectable, I realized how lucky I was to be able to train. I was lucky. Like that's a gift. Once you've lost something like that, it puts a whole different perspective on it. It's the same for me. Like people are like, why do you love music so much? Well, I've had a lot of hearing problems as a child. I spent a couple years pretty much completely deaf, or probably 90% deaf. I don't remember the exact number now, but it was pretty bad. That makes me appreciate music so much. Again, come back over to another reason I like making music, because I'm appreciative of it. And it's the same thing with the training. I got so sick from my autoimmune issue in my inner ears, I couldn't train. I get to train now. It's a blessing. I am lucky to be able to do this. And I don't want to take it for granted. That's part of it. Another part is establishing the habits. It's just part of my being. It's part of my lifestyle. My goals change over time. People kind of say, your goals have changed a few different times through here. Why don't you be consistent? Well, what do you mean? I've gone and competed in powerlifting in 2 different phases. Broke state records in 2 weight classes. Done that stuff. All right? Different situations in our lives affect what we're able to do. I've run into problems with the politics and nonsense around powerlifting. So some of my other goals do branch in other areas a little bit right now. Different points I've bulked up to higher body weights, gained lots of strength, and points where now I'm cutting down leaner, still trying to get really strong. I want to be deadlifting well up in the 600s still. I don't want to drop down to a 500 deadlift. I want to eventually get that bench up to 405, so on and so forth. But, the thing with that, the goals change, but if the lifestyle stays the same, then it's just part of your lifestyle. That's your habit. Do you know why I get up and bench on Monday? Because it's Monday. That's my motivation. Pretty much my current routines, they get locked in stone for a while. I bench on Monday, squat and deadlift on Tuesday. You see where I'm going here? You don't need motivation. It's just what you do. It's on your schedule. It's on your to-do list. It's part of what you do. Now, am I saying a little hype and motivation don't matter? No, but this is where we come over and say goals. Let's say you get stale. What happens if you reach one goal or something gets in the way of a goal? Meaning stuff that can really get in your way. And you have to adjust those goals. It could be life circumstances, Goals change. That's okay. You need to change those. When you're bored with a goal, or you're like, look, this is getting frustrating, this part of it, what's another training goal I can keep working towards so that you keep training? You need to always be training for something too. That's a big part of your motivation. You need to always have goals. Set goals. Set goals. When people lose goals, that's when they regress. I've had that happen with clients. They'll hire me. They give me a set of goals. They reach all their goals, and without even warning, hey, coach, I'm going to quit. I reached my goals, before I even give them time to help them get new ones. What happens? Sometimes they come back to me 6 or 9 months later, they regressed. They're like, well, I reached my goals, and then I dropped out, and I got complacent. And I started training less. Because they didn't go set new goals. Then they start losing what they've reached. You have to set goals. Again, refine your motivation from setting goals. And just because you set a goal doesn't mean you have to go, oh, I've got to go 100%. I got to go beast mode. I got to kill everything. You don't have to do that. Not necessary. Go 100%. Just get in and train hard. Get in and train hard. Right? Or some over here saying that, train hard, you don't go to 100%. I'm over here doing my ultra wide, really hard 315 pause benching. Those are much harder for me than my normal power. You guys see me do 8 reps with that, using my powerlifting style. But, the thing is, it doesn't have to be just, you got to kill it and be destroyed every workout. That motivation will help you train hard, as long as you got something you're reaching for. Reaching for a bigger lift, reaching to get leaner, reaching to gain some muscle, or reaching to compete in something, or getting to set goals. Some of those goals that I and the other guys I chat with are looking at stuff like, let's see, what are good goals to set? 500 high bar squat without a belt, 20 pull-ups, 25-minute 5K. Can I do all those at the same time? Can I do them all at once? There you go. That's a goal. Just keep reaching for new goals. Keep improving. Just keep training. That's it. Make it part of your lifestyle. Make it part of your habits to where it just becomes second nature. Then you don't need motivation. And if you do feel any of that waning, just set some new goals. That's it. Set some new goals. Keep you on your toes. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.